welcome back to my channel. My name is Claire. I have all of my skincare right next to me, and we are gonna go and do my updated skincare routine. And I've been using a good mix of some Japanese skincare and some Korean skincare, and I was like, I need to do my skincare anyways. I want to do a life update just because it's been a hot minute since I've been posting, and I've been trying to get back into like my posting. I've been filming some other videos, and I'm like, I just feel like I need to do a life update first. So here we are. Let's jump right into the skincare, and I will tell you guys where I've been. This is the temporary background for now. I don't know if we're sticking with this. I just feel like it gets really busy, but also like the Christmas tree is kind of fun. I don't know where else to film in this house because like this apartment just has so many things in it, and it's just, you know, anyways. I already washed my face this morning. I want to show you guys what I used this morning. This is the Dr. Circle Pro Balance Morning Enzyme Wash. It's for gentle cleansing, softening, exfoliation. I don't use this every morning. Some mornings when I'm like, right before I apply my skincare, I'm just simply like splashing my face with water basically. But on the days where I do kind of feel like maybe I applied a lot of product the night before, maybe it's just kind of still there, or for like whatever reason my face feels a little bit heavy, or I'm experiencing some breakouts, I definitely like to actually go in with like a proper cleanser. And so I really enjoy this one from Dr. Circle. It does kind of come out as like a little powder out of here, and you kind of just like mix it with your hands with a little bit of water, and it creates like a really nice foaming sensation. And so I really like using this. For me, I have sensitive skin. I also have dry to combo skin, and so this is like not like an everyday usage, but on the days I do use it, I really like it. Since we're just here talking about cleansers, my double cleansing routine first starts off with the Torridon like micellar water cleanser. I actually just ran out, so I will insert a picture of it like right here for you guys. But I always usually start off with that, and then I go into the actual cleanser that I've been using. This is the one that I've been frequenting. This is by Pyeongkangul. This is the low pH pore deep cleansing foam. I know that some people have said foam is a bit drying on them. I personally feel like on the days where maybe I'm like not going outside, there's like not too much going on with my skin, I can usually use like the Torridon cleanser and it might like be sufficient. But especially if I'm wearing makeup, I just kind of feel like I really need something a little bit heavier. And so this is usually this has been one of my go-tos, and this I really enjoy, especially for when I feel like my skin has been acting up a little bit, because it does give me, in my personal opinion, like a much deeper cleanse. Let's actually get into the skincare. I'm actually gonna clip up my hair because I feel like there's just no way I can probably properly do skincare without clipping up my hair. So it has been a hot minute since I have either even just sat down and talked to you guys or even posted a vlog. I'm gonna start with my skincare routine. I've been really into Japanese beauty and Japanese skincare, and so I've been trying out all the things. This is the Hada Labo Gokujan Premium, and I like to start off with their lotion, which is basically Japanese lotions are basically just toners, but Japanese toners are a little bit different because you can see from the texture, it is a lot more gel-like, it's a lot thicker, and I always like starting off my skincare routine doing this. So it has been a hot minute, and I feel like I just kind of need to quickly recap my 2024 for you guys because it was really insane. I started off the year living in New York City. I lived in New York City for like over 8 years. It's my favorite place in the world still. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna go in with the emulsion, which they call it hydrating milk, but it's basically like emulsion, and it's also pretty thick, like a gel. And so I moved from New York City to Los Angeles, I want to say around April. Yes, it was April when we moved. I had to like remind myself when it was. We moved in April, and my husband and I moved together, and it was just kind of something we always meant to do our wedding was in May, and a lot of our family is also out here in California, but also like we moved for like combination of for his work and like a whole bunch of other reasons. And so I have a whole video talking about it. If you guys are curious about why we made the change. I personally still miss New York City like every single day, and I wish we were back here, especially now that it's like Christmas time. Like I just miss Christmas time in New York. Is like my favorite thing in the whole wide world. But anyways, we moved in April. We got married in May, and actually right before that, well, obviously, okay, we got married in May, and then we obviously went on our honeymoon right after, and we came back like mid-June-ish because we got married end of May. And during this time, I also had converted to Islam. And my husband is a born Muslim, but his family is not all Muslim. His dad is, but his mom is actually Catholic, and so he kind of came from like a mixed religions household, and so he was not really like ever pushing me about wanting to revert, and I also made a whole video about this in case you guys are curious. So I reverted around last Ramadan, and it was kind of like right in the middle of it. I kind of wanted to like do Ramadan to kind of like, you know, go through it, and I reverted through the whole thing. Anyways, so I reverted, we moved to California, we did our wedding in May. We first did our religious ceremony, the nikah, the Islamic wedding ceremony, and then we also did our regular wedding with like family and friends, like the whole, you know, like the whole shebang. And we also went on our honeymoon. And we came back, and I feel like we basically had like a month and of like trying to just like settle into this apartment. And then I feel like during that time I was also trying to like take up a lot of personal life changes for me personally, because I started to kind of like test out wearing the hijab like around July. I started to, you know, think about, okay, I kind of want a new job. Like the last job that I was at wasn't really serving me. It was like making me not the person that I wanted to be. And so I was like, okay, I kind of need to find a new job. And there was just like a lot of, you know, things going on. And then we were also like newly married. Of course, I knew my husband for like 10 years before this, but at the same time, it was like when you're actually then married, things are a little bit different. And I was also trying to make some like health changes to myself personally. I had like a great like health fitness routine when I was in New York. Like all the walking that I got in, my exercise classes were like really close to where I lived, in like this area that I really liked, and I just had a whole routine, and I was just trying to find something new. And so in that time was also wearing the hijab, and I just kind of started off as like I'm just gonna try it out. I don't want to like, you know, like tell myself like, okay, this is it, I'm committing to it. But somewhere along the lines, I did kind of commit to it for the summer. And I don't think in my mind I intentionally meant it to be for the summer, but that's kind of how it actually ended up. I'm going to go in with the next step in my skincare routine. This is another Japanese essence toner kind of a thing. I call it an essence because it's not really a toner. This is the Hatamuji Skin Conditioner by Naturi. Hatamuji is basically like a plant extract. And so the brand itself is called Naturi. And I get all of my products, my skincare products from YesStyle, which if you want to use my rewards code for additional money off, you absolutely can. My code is ClaireShay17. You can actually pair it with other discount codes that they're like promoting site-wide. So if you go on YesStyle, they might have like 8% off a purchase of whatever, 10% off, 50% off. You can use those codes in like the coupon code section when you're checking out. And you can also use my code ClaireShay17 in the rewards code section. They'll actually layer on top of each other, and you can like really maximize your discounts. Anyways, I've been using this. I've been really loving it. I know it seems like I haven't used that much, but trust me, I've been using this for like 2 months, and like it just such a good value, honestly, for how much you're paying for and for how much it lasts me. This is a lot more of like a watery toner. And so I'm not big into the whole cotton pads thing. I feel like it's very wasteful. So I just kind of like to take it into my skin and just kind of rub it in. I do try to wait a tiny bit in between each step if I can. Sometimes in the mornings it's so rushed I have no time. Just to really kind of let everything seep in. And I'm really going all in. I always go in all the way down my neck. If I'm home by myself, I will also take it down into like this, basically this entire section here, with like any excess that's kind of on my skin, to just kind of like rub it in. Started wearing the hijab, and you know, I did make some what is in my mind permanent changes. Like for example, at work now, I do wear the hijab in both like my photos, like when I'm on Zoom meetings and all that stuff. And I also feel like when it comes time to Ramadan again, I do kind of want to go back to wearing it all of the time, just because especially during Ramadan, I feel like that's very important to me. And so that's kind of like a journey that I've still been on. I feel like it was a lot to put it on, and I really loved it, but also at the same time I just kind of felt like I was so new to everything, and so many changes were happening in my life that I just didn't, it was kind of becoming something else that I felt like I had to like really do and really work on. And at the moment, it's just kind of become a lot to wear it all of the time. So I'm back to wearing it occasionally. And part of that change, I also feel like has kind of affected some of my social media, because I never wanted to do this whole big thing of like, I'm a hijabi now, because I kind of just felt like I'm just figuring this out as I go, because it's been like less than a year. I haven't even reverted to Islam for like a full year yet, and I'm just trying to figure things out. And so for me, I feel like that was like a big journey that took up a lot of like my summer, where, you know, we were newly married. I was trying out being a hijabi. We were in a completely new city, and things were just, I feel like, really crazy. And at the same time, I was also looking for a new job. I'm gonna go in the next step in my routine. I use a lot of toners and essences to hydrate my skin. This is a rice milk essence from Beauty of Chosun. I will talk about this in another video. Some of their products are a bit more of like a hit or miss for me, but some things that I do really like is, for example, the ginseng essence, and also this rice milk essence I really love. And of course, I have it right here. Sunscreen, we can't forget about the sunscreen. But this has kind of just become a staple. I wouldn't say it's like holy grail status for me quite yet, just because I feel like I've had other rice toners that worked out really well. But when I'm trying out too many new things and I need something to kind of like stabilize myself, I always go back to this. I really just love this. So that was basically kind of my summer, and I feel extremely blessed that we got to go on so many fun vacations. We got to do so many fun things around the city and explore so many new things, and be able to have this opportunity to be closer to family. But at the same time, I've just like really missed New York, and it's also kind of just been a bit of a struggle to also then figure out like the content that I want to do. Even just figure out where I want to film in this apartment has been like very difficult, because even though this apartment is nicer than the one that we had in New York, I feel like in New York we had a little bit more space, and so it was a little bit easier to try to find somewhere to film. Also, we had such a beautiful like set up, like from our bedroom where you looked out the window, you can see the city, and it just looked beautiful, and I loved filming with that background. And here I just, you know, look out into the inside of my apartment complex. So I feel like all of those life changes have really had an impact on like my actual content as I'm trying to figure myself out. And it just, every single time I sat down to film, I just kind of felt like I didn't really know what to say, and so many things were changing, and was also gearing up to be election time, and everything in Palestine is still happening, and had, you know, also expanded to Lebanon and now Syria, and it's just kind of become a lot. But now I feel like I'm in a much better place, also because we had one last big news that was a bit of a shocker that came to us. Okay, I'm going to actually go in with the next step. This is the Pyongkanyu. This is the Essence Toner. It's really funny they call it like an essence toner. But basically it's like an essence, and it's not really like a toner, but this has what I feel like to be like a lot less ingredients, and it basically has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it has like 7 ingredients, and one of the big things is like a root extract from a plant, and I found this to be very hydrating. And so I use this as one of my last steps in my toner routine to kind of really lock everything in. And in Japanese skincare, which I have learned this, but they really love starting with a lotion and an emulsion that is a lot thicker actually, and really lock in the hydration after you wash your face. And then once it kind of sinks in, you can then go in with all of your other products, even if they're a bit lighter, which is, oh, it's been like the biggest like mind twist. Is that the right word to me? Because I'm so used to thinking like lightest things comes first, and then you go into like the thicker things. But actually doing this new routine of doing the lotion, the emulsion from Hada, which is a lot thicker, you can kind of see like it's a lot thicker, and using these first, letting it sink in for a little bit, and then going in with some of my other products in the lightest to thickest kind of like an order, has actually done like wonders for hydration in my skin and kind of like keeping the hydration, because California is also a lot drier than I imagined compared to New York. Also, the water here is like personally not as good as New York. Like it's just a plain fact to me. And so I feel like all things considered, my skin kind of, you know, took a beating when I first moved here. I feel like I've kind of figured things out now, and so things are getting a lot better. So I always go in with my 5 essences and lotions and toners first, and letting my skin sit for a little bit, and then we're gonna go in with serums and the rest of the skincare routine. The other part of like what's been a big life change for me is that I got a new job, which has been a really long time coming. The last place that I worked at, I had originally a manager and then a manager above her that were absolutely spectacular and wonderful people to work with. Like I loved my last manager. She was somebody that was so she was truly like a kind person, and she was so good at her job too. And she was one of like genuinely like the best people that I could have like ever worked with. And I just loved everything about working with her. And at work, we kind of went through like an org shakeup, you know, things happened, blah, blah, blah. And long story short, both my manager and the manager above her had left the company. And I was kind of put on a new team, and I kind of gave the new team a try for a little while. But honestly, after a bit, it just wasn't serving me, because I felt like I had lost like a lot of the good people I was working with. The new people that I worked with, while very smart, very capable people, I just wasn't driving that well with it. And I just felt like long term, my stress levels at that company was constantly increasing every single day. I feel like I woke up and it was just like cortisol levels were already very high, simply because I woke up and I had to go to work and I had to check my Slack messages. It was kind of getting to a point where it was like a little bit too much, and I just couldn't handle it. And so I did painstakingly take a really long time with interviews, and I did find a new job. And I think like at first it wasn't maybe the exact title, the exact whatever that I wanted, but it ends up being, I love this new job that I have. I feel like I have a lot of flexibility, a lot of freedom, but also the opportunity to be able to make impacts. And I'm also now working at the same company that my husband's working at. It's a very massive company, so you know, like we don't touch anything that we do, but it's like a little bit more fun, and I've been enjoying it a lot more, and all of the perks that comes with it. And I feel like I'm just in such like a better state, like personally with work wise, because work takes up so much of your time. And that was like a big relief for me. And it was something that I can't even begin to describe, that the moment that I knew I wasn't going to be at that last workplace anymore, I just felt such relief. Like these balls of stress were just let go. And I think for me personally, I've had a really long time in my career to think about how I had such high hopes and goals and plans for my career. And I had always personally felt like there was a glass ceiling that was preventing me from getting to that next level. And that is a whole YouTube video worthy by itself, which we can always do. I'm always happy to share. But I kind of felt like this glass ceiling was there. And for me at this stage in my life, especially with the last bit of news I have to share with you guys, I'm kind of at the point where I just want to focus on myself, on my family, on my spiritual journey. I want to focus on being a better person. I want to focus on being present with my family. And I've kind of, I think when I lived in New York, I loved the hustle and everyone around me was hustling. And I loved that for that time. But I feel like I'm 31 now. I feel like I have other priorities in my life that I want to tend to. And that extends to not just my professional career, but also to social media as well. Like, I felt like it become almost kind of like a chore to be like, oh my gosh, you have to do a certain amount so that you can get certain followers, so you can go viral, so you can whatever. And I kind of feel like I had to take a step back, especially since moving as well. You just kind of be like, I'm here, I'm making these videos, I don't have to, but I'm doing it because I want to provide value. And if you enjoy listening to me chat and ramble for a while, then that's even better. And doing that for the purposes of wanting to just, you know, because I enjoy doing this rather than trying to get some kind of clout out of it has been a big shift in mindset for me, but one that I really, really personally need, I think, because for such a long time, I was stuck in that mindset of like, I need to hustle, I need to get to the next level, I need to whatever. And at a certain point, I think the end goal of what I'm trying to get to kind of overtook everything else and nothing else became enjoyable anymore. And I kind of lost like the idea of like, what am I even making content for? And I feel like, especially when I moved back to LA, that was a lot of what I struggled with. It was like, what do I actually want to make content on? What do I actually want to do? And I feel like since finding a new job, since kind of settling in now, I feel like I've had a renewed sense of self and of purpose. And I feel like that's just been very invigorating. I'm gonna go in with my serums now. I've been using this 6 peptide complex serum from Mary and May. This is a Youth and Glow multi-peptides serum, has high strength peptides formulation to target multiple signs of aging. I started trying this. I'm not the biggest fan of it compared to the last peptide serum that I was using, which I bought like so many bottles of. It's the Ample N peptide serum. I actually purchased like and went through at least like 2 or 3 bottles of this in like the full like 100 milliliter size. I kind of felt like, was it 100? I feel like it was like so much more. But anyways, I have now started to try this because I kind of felt like I needed to give that one a break and try something else to figure out if I really, really love that one, or if I just like all peptide serums in general. But I've been trying this out. This is a lot lighter of a serum. I feel like it's a little bit more watery, which is not bad. But so far, I just have not seen as much good. It's not that I have not seen like good results. I just kind of feel like it hasn't made that much of a difference in my skin besides making me look really glowy. But I feel like the other one really kind of evened out my skin tones. I feel like it actually worked out a lot more than just giving me like a nice hydrating glow. And so I'm not the biggest fan of this. I've also been breaking out a little bit just because of like hormonal reasons, but also it's because I started trying this and I don't know if this is a reason, but like wasn't really breaking out before. So anyways, I am a little bit more hesitant on this one, but I will keep trying it until we're done with the bottle. I'm almost done with this vitamin C, but you can see this is like the Ample N serums. Let's see how, yeah, this is 100 milliliters. I buy basically like all of the 100 milliliters and it's so massive. And there's 3 from Ample N that I really, really like. First one is I really do enjoy this vitamin C serum. I do want to try some other ones as well. So after I'm done with this, I have like some others I've been meaning to try. But so I really like this. I also really like their ceramides. Serum, I used that one up. I feel like actually since I stopped using it, I've been seeing a very big difference in my skin. I feel like I retain hydration a little bit less well now without using it. So I'm gonna try to go back to finding some kind of ceramide serum to see if I like another one or if I just want to go back to the Ample N one. But I really like the ceramides one. I also really like the peptides one. And usually before this like past like month or two, like my serums was basically like a mix of using the vitamin C, the ceramides, and the peptides. And I just feel like these serums are just really good for being like you can just kind of like they're just so simple. Like they're just, this is it. Like you're getting peptides, you're getting ceramides, like obviously has some other ingredients, but I just feel like a lot of serums like overcomplicate things, and I feel like these are so straightforward, straight to the point, no extra fluff, and that's what I really like about it. But I am almost done with this one, so I've kind of been just tossing this directly into my palms like this to try to get the most out of it. It is a little bit thicker. I like that it's actually in the, you know, like the little brown container, which is how vitamin C is supposed to be stored. I am also extremely generous with my skincare. My husband is like, I don't know how you use all that stuff every single day, because he uses like a tiny little bit of it, but I'm like, okay, but also like look at how hydrated I look. But to me, the biggest key is that if I'm actually using like a ton of product, like how much I just used, I really like to kind of wait in between each step to kind of like let it sink in a little bit. On the mornings where, you know, there's just no kind of time like that, I will use like maybe like a little bit less just to make sure that things actually get absorbed properly. That has been my current daytime skincare routine. During the nighttime, I will actually use this Decorte serum. I'm not going to use it right now because I do kind of consider this more like a nighttime one. Not that there's anything in here that's like solely for nighttime, but I just kind of feel like it's more nighttime-ish to me. But this is the Liposome Advanced Repair Serum. I love this, first of all. I've tried so many different kinds of anti-aging serums, whatever. I've tried retinol. I've even tried tretinoin. That did not work for me, first of all. That was like a huge no. Yeah, all of those like actives, like the whatevers, like they're great. I know some people really like them. When I was using retinol, like I do agree. I think it kind of helped, but I just kind of feel like I prefer this. Like this doesn't have any of those like actives, those heavy stuff. And I just feel like this works so well. I really love Decorte's things. I do use this at night just because I don't want to like overwhelm my skin during the daytime. But at night when I do use that, I will use a Decorte instead of the vitamin C. And after using the Decorte serum, I will actually go in with this. This is a Decorte Liposome Treatment Liquid. It looks and feels like a toner. I'm just gonna do like a tiny bit because it's kind of expensive. But you can kind of see it pours out exactly like a toner and like an essence would. And it's like mind-boggling to me that in the instructions you're told to use this after the serum. But ever since changing my skincare philosophy to using some heavier hydration products first, I've learned to just trust what the Japanese skincare companies say, trust what they say, and just go with it. And I have been doing the pairing for, I want to say like a couple months now, and I really personally like it. I'm not as bought into this liquid as I am with the serum, but because I am very blessed to be able to afford this and be able to have repurchased this, I have been still using them together just to like maximize the benefits. But if you want my opinion on which one to use, if you have like one splurge, I would definitely go with the Repair Serum. Oh my gosh, I just love this. I personally have not had a problem with it. We're gonna go in with my eye cream, and I'm gonna share with you guys the last biggest update. I'm using the Decorte eye cream. This is the AQ Absolute Treatment Eye Cream. I've also just kind of been of the opinion that I've tried a lot of different eye creams. I feel like some of them are really fun, but none of them have really hydrated my under eyes as well as this Decorte one has. And I tried really hard not to like it because I don't want to like love expensive things. but I just love it. There's nothing you can do. I always put it on like underneath my eyes, like a little bit on like top part of my lid, and I'll take a little bit more, especially because I've been battling like a cold for like the last month, and I've been like finally a bit better. I take some, put in like top part of my lid right here, because with all of like the nose blowing, I just kind of feel like this area was getting very, very dry, and my eye cream is so hydrating. I just gonna apply a little bit, and any extras I'll put on the inside corners right here. And that is my eye cream. I absolutely love it. I cannot live without it. Everything about Decorte I just absolutely love. Before we go into the moisturizer, the next bit of update I have to tell you guys is we kind of planned it, but we didn't really truly plan it. But the last thing I have to share with you guys is that I am pregnant, and we are expecting the baby in June of next year. And we found out, I literally found out like a week before I was supposed to start my new job in like beginning of October, about when, you know, you're supposed to expect your period, and then it didn't come. And so I took a pregnancy test and it was obviously positive. And it's been very exciting, but I feel like if summertime was a time for me to like refocus myself and figure out all these things and get it, like, you know, figure out like a new routine for myself, I feel like the theme of fall has been, wow, now I'm pregnant. Now there's gonna be major changes to our lives. And it's been very exciting. The first person to have known was my mother. And I told Mikhail, my husband, like the night after, because I was going actually with my mom to Disneyland that day just to kind of hang out, me and her, because I hadn't gotten to spend that much time with her. And so I took it actually like the morning of, right before I left. I found out it was positive, and I was so excited. I just like told my mom when we were in the car. She was so excited. And I told Mikhail later that night when we got home. And then later that week, well, throughout that week, Mikhail made me take like 5 different tests like every single day just to make sure it was really positive. And then we told his parents on the weekend, because both his parents are doctors, and so we really wanted their opinions on you know, like healthcare insurance. And it was really, really good timing, like, because I was starting my new job like the following week, and so I get to like pick the best insurance that's gonna, you know, be the best for being pregnant. And so it just worked out so well, alhamdulillah. It was just so grateful. And that's basically the last big news. I'm gonna go with my moisturizer right now. This is the Decorte AQ Absolute Treatment Day Cream. Does have like a tiny bit of SPF of like 16, but I always still go with my SPF anyways. I love this day cream. I actually really enjoy the night cream, which I use obviously instead of like the daytime with SPF. I use the night one at night. This is the Absolute Treatment Cream. The night cream is a lot thicker, and when I first used it, I really loved it. I still really like it, but I didn't think I would like anything more than the night cream, but I really love this one. I love the day cream. It's just like the perfect texture for me. And so it is really, really light and easy to kind of blend in. And once again, I'm extremely generous. But yeah, we found out that we're expecting, and it's been very exciting. And it's also been, you know, a mix of a little bit scary, but I think we're ready. And I just feel like I just have so many feelings about it. Like, I feel grateful that we're expecting, because I know so many women struggle with infertility that want to have kids but can't. And seeing everything that all the pregnant women and the newborns are going through in Gaza as well is just like, I feel so grateful I get to sit here and have all the resources at my disposal when women in Gaza are going through the unthinkable while being pregnant. And I really just cannot even begin to comprehend like the amount of strength that they have. And like every single day I think about it and how thankful I am, and all of them are always in my duas and my prayers every single day, because I just can't even imagine the difficulties of what that would be like. And I feel like it just makes me so extra grateful to have everything that I do. And I wouldn't be the person that I am today without Palestine. And I also talked about this in my video when I talked about reverting and all of that. But I owe everything that I have grown to as a person because of Palestine. And I feel like even with being pregnant, like I can't go through this without thinking about all of the pregnant women in Gaza. And so that's first and foremost to me. And I feel extremely grateful and so thankful and so happy at the same time. I think I'm ready to have kids. I think if we were in New York and I was still caught up in the hustle of it all, you know, I think I would be really excited. But I think the excitement's a little bit different now that I'm recentering myself, to me, around less of like all of that and more of just this, like me, my husband, my family, like me as a person, my internal growth. And I just kind of feel like I'm excited to be able to raise a brand new human being and be able to try to do what I can to, you know, erase some of the generational trauma that I had, and also be able to give them opportunities that I never had, and also, you know, just let them become their own person, whatever that might be, because I find that to be so exciting. And I think about all the children in Gaza that had all these hopes and dreams of everything that they wanted to do, and all of that has been so brutally taken away from them. And I think about all of like the dads, the moms that have like lost their babies, and how difficult that must be. And I just am so grateful to be able to sit here and for us to be able to have the life that we have, and for my future child to be able to have all of the opportunities in the world is something I want to give them, because I'm just so thankful that we get to be here, that we've been blessed with this situation. And that is just kind of, you know, honestly, like what comes to mind. Like I can't go through any of this without thinking about Palestine. And so with that being said, we do know the gender. I accidentally found out. Mikhail was all like, oh, we'll make it a surprise for you, because obviously I surprised him with like news of the pregnancy. He was like, no, I'll find out first and then we'll surprise you. But we found out because we did genetic testing. And so it was like extra testing to test for like chromosomal abnormalities and like you know, Down syndrome and like all the other stuff. And so alhamdulillah, so grateful. Everything is all normal for the baby. But because of the genetic testing, we found out, you know, obviously if it's like XX chromosomes or XY chromosomes. I didn't even think. I just kind of, it just said like, oh, new test result. And I just clicked it open and I just scrolled, and then I saw if it was XX or XY. So that was kind of my bad. So I already know. And so I told Mikhail, because I was just like, yeah, I'm not good at keeping secrets. We're not going to do, we originally had this whole reveal planned, and we're going to do this whole fun thing. And that's just kind of out the window. So we may do it for our parents still, just so that they can, you know, have that excitement. But yeah, I feel like with people asking before, they were like, oh, what do you want? What do you expect? I kind of feel like I was telling some people in my life personally and about like what I wanted. And so I can't tell them yet until we're like ready to announce, because I think it'll just give it away about what we're having. But regardless, I feel like I'm at the point now where whether I wanted this gender or not, I'm just so grateful that we have a healthy baby. And that's just kind of like all I can say. And I'm just really excited. And so we have been thinking about names. I'm very picky with names, but I'm also like quick to make decisions. So I'm pretty settled on a name already. But that's that. I'm going to go in with the last step of my skincare routine, which is sunscreen. I do obviously still love the Beauty of Chosun sunscreens. My husband has been primarily using this one. He's actually a lot more brown than me, and this has like no problems with any white cast. Like, he's actually brown. I'm just very pale. But he has no problems with any kind of like a white cast or anything, and he loves this one because he has a lot more of a simple skincare routine. So for him, skincare consists of our moisturizer, which he applies a little bit of this in the morning, and then he goes in with this, and then that's it. And so for him, the extra kind of hydration and moisture that he gets from the Beauty of Chosun one is like really, really nice. And so he really loves this. I still have like whole extra ones, and I still really like using it as well. But lately I've been trying out this one. This is a Japanese one. This is from Skin Aqua. This is a UV moisture milk. This is also SPF 50. This is a lot different of a texture, but also I feel like because I'm putting so many things on my face, especially with my whole like ridiculous like 5 essences kind of situation, everything else that comes after that I feel like can be a lot lighter. And so this SPF is a lot lighter, definitely more of kind of that milk consistency, and it blends in so well. And one of my favorite things is like now I really feel like all my skincare has really settled in. I can just feel how soft my skin is, and that's like one of my favorite parts because I'm like, I look so healthy, hydrated, and I just absolutely love that for me. Also, since getting pregnant, I realized that I did have to take a look at the skincare stuff that I was using, but none of the things I was using really like was not safe for pregnancy because I don't use a lot of actives. I haven't used retinol in months, even before we found out we were pregnant. I don't really use AHAs or BHAs, only occasionally when they were like in some like the like exfoliators maybe. And vitamin C is safe, and so I've actually been okay in terms of my skincare. I haven't had to adjust anything, and so that's been very, very nice, where I kind of feel like this kind of works out for everybody involved. Works out for me, it works out for the baby. I love that my skincare routine is good for both. That is my full skincare routine. As you can see, I am very, very glowy and very dewy. I love this for myself because this is exactly how I would like to look all of the time. And this is kind of how, in my personal opinion, you get like the Asian glass skin. Like, to me, it's just hydration. There's no secret. Like, there's not like, when I first started trying skincare, like I felt like, oh, you get glass skin because you use like a particular thing. No, you just have to keep your skin really well hydrated. And this is basically my skincare routine. The only changes that I do is obviously at night I will use the night cream instead, and I will also interchange both the vitamin C serum for the Decorte serum at night. That's basically my skincare routine. I feel like people have like a more, I don't know, built out evening skincare routine, but I personally feel like I am usually awake a lot longer than I am asleep, because you sleep for like now I sleep for like 8 to 10 hours, and you're awake for like all the other rest of it. And so I just kind of would prefer my skincare to like do a little bit more for me. And also when I am praying, I'm trying to do my skincare routine at times where I can kind of fit it around potentially holding in my wudu, and so it's a whole thing. And so basically I just really need my skincare to last me throughout the entire day. And so this might seem a little bit more abnormal, like why do you have so many steps in your morning skincare routine? But I just need my skin to do a lot for me throughout the daytime, and so this is kind of what works the best. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this life update. I know it's a really, really long video, but I just kind of felt like I enjoy sitting down and chatting with you guys, and at least kind of like having this out there to be like, this is where I am, before I just kind of jump into some other videos. I do want to film other videos just kind of like breaking down Japanese skincare in general, to kind of really focus on that and nothing else. I also have other videos I wanted to do about really viral Korean skincare products and kind of what I think about them. And so those are going to be my upcoming videos. And I also have a vlog that I've been just kind of like filming off and on of holidays in California, which has been very different, and just kind of this entire holiday season. And yeah, those are going to be the next upcoming videos I'm going to be putting out. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time.